Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. Just so you know, this is take three because I keep messing it up. But what I'm trying to remember today, I do have one of my favorite shirts. Relax and accept the crazy. So, um, it's one of the things I'm trying to do is just recognize this is a crazy time and it's okay. And we're doing the best we can. And I think the best we can is actually pretty incredible. I've just more and more as I talk to people on campus, I'm so proud of how well all of you have adapted to this. I am so thankful for our team of assistant directors, Seth, Bailey, and Elise, who have been working behind the scenes to get activities for you guys and to answer questions and to help me think through things and review things that we've made. I'm so proud of our help center attendants who have made like a very smooth transition to virtual appointments, and students have reported like they're still really helpful. And so just really excited and thankful for all of that. So yay, we have made it through week 2. And so what I want to talk about today is first just a couple of things for the next week and what's going on, and then just more generally talk about course evals and in addition to pass fail, the extended drop date, and those kind of things. So in terms of class next week, it will be again persuasion. The additional persuasion activities will be in the COVID-19 folder. So those are up there now. And so I will post those. You will also then, your students will be working on their persuasive outlines, and you will do another circuit review. Again, that is already built for you on the circuit website, but you have to go in and set the dates. And now that I think we're a little far ahead, make sure you set those dates and explain to your students so they have time to submit and then review. And then following that, the next week is when they'll be presenting their persuasive presentations. One of the things I have gotten a few questions about, can I have them all do the end of the week on the same day? How should I do that? And it's really up to you. If you want to say pick a day and have a certain number of students post each day, that way you can kind of stay on top of grading, you're totally welcome to do that. Or if you want to have them do one day at the end of the week, or maybe even earlier in the week so that then students can conduct peer reviews. Again, totally up to you. Do what works for you. Do what works best for your students. So that is in terms of content. If you have any questions, if you have any trouble with Peer Circuit, please let us know. Just again, remind your students if they fail to get their assignment submitted by the correct time, they will not get something back to peer edit and review. And so too, another thing that I'm doing for my own students is reminding them that I continue to be able to meet with them and go over outlines. I typically don't let students just email me something and ask for feedback, but given this weird circumstance, I did tell my students they could do that. And so this one's worth more points, so we want that. Some other things, many of you reached out to me, or you may have read from the provost that in general, Purdue was changing the way that they were doing end of semester course evaluations, given the craziness. And so the thought was they went to 3 just sort of open-ended questions and included a question about the adaptation of the course. And then in that note, the provost said, if you would still like the quantitative, like on a scale of 1 to 5, individual instructors could make that choice. So after a lot of discussion with both the assistant directors as well as with Mary Fran and Felicia, what we've decided to do is we are going to include just the standard numerical items on the course evals, but with this caveat. Again, we recognize this is a totally crazy time. Some people felt like I kind of want those numbers. I would want them for a future job application. So I obviously, as I'm looking at them, and I would encourage you to do the same, recognize that these course evaluations are not necessarily evaluating you in the way you normally would. That being said, though, there's a high chance many of you are going to totally get great evaluations, especially if you're being responsive and available to students. But as I am looking at and making decisions about something like, who can work in the presentation center or who should be teaching this honors class, I am not going to use those numbers against you. However, if they are good. And I think you have the right to use those numbers however you want. And if you don't want to look at the numbers, don't look at the numbers and just look at the comments. It's a weird time. I also think that just in talking anecdotally with students, that your class might be one of the better classes they're taking online just because it's organized and we know what's going on. So don't know, but please do not stress about that. And if you have any concerns, direct those to me. And that was just sort of a mutual decision that we made as a team. And again, I'm not super concerned about them, but also too, it's way easier for Jill and everyone if we just keep everyone 114 doing the same thing. Along those lines, speaking of Jill, you should have gotten an email with the teaching survey for fall with, I think, an April 12th deadline. So go ahead and fill that out if you're one of our existing graduate students. If you are an outside graduate student who has not taught for us beyond the length of time that we allow, which is 2 years, then please go ahead and fill that out if you're interested in returning. A really important thing for us is our inside graduate students know this, but our outside graduate students, if you have funding elsewhere, please make it very clear what that is so that we know, because our typical rule is we can only fund half-time appointments. So we need you teaching 2 classes. But if you have a quarter time or a half time somewhere else, then we can make those adjustments. If you are an overload or a limited term lecturer, please also fill that out. Fill out your ability to the best you can. If you know right now, like, hey, I don't really want to come back, it's very helpful if you go ahead and fill out the survey anyways, because then you're not going to get a follow-up email, or just let me know that you don't. Otherwise, as always, for 114, you do not need to email me and tell me you want to teach again. The only reason that I would like you to reach out to me is if you're interested in teaching a learning community section or an honor section in the fall. Because I will be looking for both of those. And then additionally, we will have openings in the presentation center for fall. Some of our current attendants are graduating and moving on, so congratulations to them. So if you are interested in that, let me know, and then I'll let you know how to proceed and how I'm going to work on staffing the presentation center. So I think that was the next big thing. Otherwise, again, just let me know, let the assistant directors know if you have questions or concerns, if you have any issues with students that you think we need to be aware of. We're really happy. Oh, and then just in general, just a note about summer. I know the summer teaching schedule has not gone out yet. As you can imagine, things have just been in a real flux right now. So I know Jill's goal is to get that out as soon as possible. Additionally, what I have been told at this point is if we are not able to return to campus, they will convert any current ground sections that are enrolled into distance sections. Obviously, things could change, but right now we're feeling good about proceeding with Maymester, and the decision should come soon about how those are going to be. We will be moving to Brightspace, so I am in the process of setting up some virtual training with ITAP for all of you and working on getting that built. So I know it's kind of frustrating not to have all the information that you want and really need. And so I'm just trying to get things to you as I can. But again, also be patient. Please do not bug Jill about the summer schedule. She's super overwhelmed, working from home, trying to navigate thinking about summer still, and we're trying to think about fall, and we're all just trying to get through. So anyways, I hope you have a great week, and I guess hopefully you do something that makes it feel slightly different. My family and I are going to stream, there's some like new movie, Onward, I think, that was supposed to be in the theaters, and it's on Disney Plus tonight. So those are exciting plans, and take care.